It's May, and that means a new White Dwarf. Smacking bits. What's up, hobby maniacs? Rob Baer with you again today, taking a look at May's White Dwarf for 2017. And yeah, it's been 40 years. Crazy. Oh, man. Steven Jackson and Ian Livingston, I want to say. I believe that is correct. Have come a long ways from slinging miniatures and books out of the doors of their van and turned this company obviously into something way bigger than anybody would have imagined 40 years ago. Well, good on them and good on Games Workshop because this hobby is awesome. Now, this particular book here, a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, hey, what's in it about 8th edition? Well, there isn't really anything in it except for the teaser in the back, which basically says, hey, it's coming 2 weeks late next month, and Grim Darkness, Far Future, Only War, Heavy Metal, Battle Report, Paint Splatter, and much, much more. So if I was a betting man, I would say something about 8th edition, whether 8th edition is already out or is on the way to coming out at that time period, or maybe has already come out. I don't know. Nobody seems to know anything, but I tell you what, it's getting kind of boring. Getting to be a little snooze fest on this whole 8th edition. Let's just, Games Workshop, you pre-programmed us to expect things within 2 weeks, and it's been 2 weeks and we don't have 8th edition, so obviously we're all going crazy. It's going to be a scratchy late spring, early summer for a lot of folks out there. But that being said, this White Dwarf is, it's really interesting. It's got the normal amount of advertisements in here, but really nothing we haven't seen. No releases in here that we haven't seen already. There's a lot of stuff in here about 40-year features going back in the past. You got Blanchitsu, the Dark Baroque. Obviously, John Blanche has been inspirational over the 40 years of this hobby. Between miniatures design, or graphics, you know, all sorts of stuff, even putting models together, converting and doing all sorts of stuff like that. Tale of Four Warlords is in here, multiple battle reports is in here, paint splatter on how to paint the brand new White Dwarf 40th anniversary edition. But overall, unless you're really into that kind of narrative feel and want that content that we've come to expect, that engrossing kind of rich content, this might be kind of a lame duck issue for you. You might want to skip this one. Like if you're really into hardcore rules and seeing all this other stuff and previews on upcoming products and things like that, you're probably going to want to skip this one. But if you're, you know, a dedicated hobbyist that loves everything Games Workshop does, then this is probably the one for you. Like I said, they've got the picture of Grombyndel in here, the White Dwarf, the sets and bases, all this stuff has come out already. Stuff from Forge World, all of it has come out already. The latest releases from the Caradon Overlords. We know Sky Wardens are next week, Edrin Riggers are next week, along with, I think there's two, the Aether Chemist hasn't come out yet, and Endrin Master hasn't come out yet. So those are releases that are not out yet. Now, we know that there is a teaser in here, of course, that some sort of skirmish game's coming out for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, coming soon. Okay, cool. I'm down. Let's get behind that. All sorts of White Dwarf features in here from the very first one. It was Ian Livingston. I knew that. And Steve Jackson, of course, not to be confused with Steve Jackson from Munchkin fame here in the States, right? Then all sorts of features on the White Dwarf. Lots of good content in here. Like I said, lots of fluffy stuff. A lot of stuff if you're an older veteran, you're going to get behind or probably remember a lot of it. And then, of course, Blanchitsu going back, showing all these cool war bands and things that he is very much known for. And then some illuminations, all sorts of drawings and things. Actually, I didn't think this was... Oh yeah, this was Wayne England, the recently passed away Wayne England. Great artist, very iconic in his own right. And 40 years of Golden Demon. So lots of 40-year editions in here. Great paint splatter, again, on painting the new limited edition White Dwarf, or I guess anniversary White Dwarf, whatever you want to call it. That Cadian muster table from Warhammer World. Shadow War Kill Team features. Here's the rules if you want to play the new dwarf characters in any of the Silver Tower games. And Spike Magazine, some new rules for the Mamook. It looks like, what was it? Yep, for running the Mamook. in the Hobbit, Blood Bowl playbook, some tactics there, Warhammer World, and then it gets into Reader's Models, more Reader's Models, and that is about it. There was a little feature here on how to section off the Ironclad itself for assembly, and then boom, we've already talked about the preview. So like I said, depends on who you ask, but it could be a lackluster issue, could be a treasure trove of memories, depending on where you are in the hobby right there. So that's the White Dwarf. It's out. It's arriving in people's mailboxes. It's on game store shelves right now. It's all over England, Europe. They've all gotten their copies at this point. So check it out this weekend at your local gaming store. Now, if you'd like all of our video features here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on so you can be the very first to comment when we put out these videos here. And you can also support us over on Patreon and get a monthly shipment of swag delivered to your door. We also have options for quarterly mini army shipments as well. And head on over to longwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.